government of people. The power of the presidency is quite limited by the Constitution because we didn't want a monarchy in this country. Therefore, the party that they lead matters, and the agenda they seek to implement makes a difference long term. This is more than just a decision about one person. Your vote will be for an entire philosophy, a vision, an agenda for the nation. Because of these reasons, I will be voting for the Republican nominee. Now, this election presents to us a tough choice. But may I tell you that America is all about tough choices. We use a jury system. And therefore, we put 12 Americans in a room to make a decision about guilt or innocence. That's tough choices. Many of the people in our country made a tough choice to immigrate to this nation. Many to enlist and go to war for us. And some to try out that what they perceived as a white institution or school or church. It's a nation full of tough choices. And so Jesus spoke more than words about the stewardship of this vote. And so some of my friends have said, I'm not going to vote. Others said, I can't vote for this man, I wouldn't. And others said they'll look for a third-party candidate. Maybe I'll speak to that in a little bit. But for me, these platform issues are very personal. In 1938, a 16-year-old girl left the mountains of North Carolina with a relative to travel to Jacksonville, Florida for a few days of vacation. Back then it was a long trip. Had to change tires. You didn't just make it easy back in 1938. They spent a week down here, but when she returned a few months later, she was expecting a baby. Now in 1938 in the mountains of North Carolina, that's not the best place to have a child out of wedlock. She gave birth to a baby girl, named the baby girl after the man who had gotten her pregnant. We don't know if it was rape or what. That little girl grew up, never knew who her father was. Her mother had a very difficult life. She never told that little girl she loved her and died at a pretty young age. But that little girl grew up. She came to know Jesus Christ. She married a Christian man. She had 2 kids. Her youngest is the one speaking to you tonight. I am so grateful to God that abortion was not an option for my grandmother. For had it been an option, I may have never existed. So this is personal to me. I've never voted for a candidate that celebrated abortion, nor will I start this election.